Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Joseph, and let's talk live. kENNEka Jenkins, we are back with a vengeance part three. All right, let's talk. Well, today, peoples, has been such an interesting day. Here, I am live, and I am going to talk about some things, peoples. Peoples, kENNEka Jenkins, we are back with a vengeance part three. You guys come on in. You guys come on in. You guys come on in, for there is so much to talk about, peoples. You guys come on in. Peoples, I am back. And I am back with a vengeance, peoples. I am back. I am back with a vengeance. And it is time to go back in on the kENNEka Jenkins case. And so, peoples, you guys come on in. And so, peoples, what I'm saying is, if you guys got any good, juicy news or contents or anything and stuff that you guys want to share with me, be my guest. I am all ears. I am listening. I'm watching and things, but I am back live. And we're here and we're going to continue to keep going in and going through with that of what we have been doing earlier, peoples. Hello, Jamie's son. Welcome back. It's a blessing to see you on tonight. I had to cut off the other live because I've already did the 8 hours and it was going to chime out on Facebook. And so I didn't want it to chime out on Facebook. I wanted all of my family to be able to see the live. And so after 8 hours, Facebook tends to cut off your live. So that's why I had to shut that live down and to come back on. And so here I am. I'm back on, and we're going to get into this thing again tonight. It seems like everybody is fired up, and everybody is ready, and everybody is, wanting to talk and things. And I'm greatly appreciate that. And I got several people who wants to show me some things and stuff. And so I told them I'm live right now, but we can discuss these things unless they want to show it tonight on the live. We can discuss these things. At a later time and things and stuff. But yeah, I'm here. I'm back. All right, we got Jamie's son and hot chocolate back in the house, peoples. All right, people. So what I'm going to do is is that now, since we got a new live, and I think that everybody got a great understanding. What I'm going to do is, peoples, I'm going to go back and I'm going to take Bren off of the block. I think Bren finally understands what Edward Joseph is trying to convey in things, and um, I'm going to give Bren another opportunity to come in and come correct and not come and try to challenge me and keep the focus off of me and keep the focus upon the case. Now, whether that person comes back and speak or not, I don't know, but at least I'm publicly saying this, and so you guys can see whatever Joseph is doing and things. You know, like I say, I don't like to block people, but I don't like for people to challenge me either on my live because again, when you challenge me, you're just going to end up on the short end of the stick, and things is just going to not bode well with you. And I just wanted to make it clear to him and everybody else. Don't challenge Edward Joseph on the live. You're going to lose every time. Point blank, period. And then don't focus upon what I do. Focus upon the channel I mean, on the chat. Focus upon the topic that's at hand and stuff. Leave me out of it. How I say, what I do, how I do it and stuff. That ain't got nothing to do with the topic of discussion. Again, I've already expressed and explained what I went through. I'm not going to do that no more. If you guys don't like it, you can leave. You don't have to come back. You don't have to watch me. I don't care. But the rule is the rule, and that's the rule. Now, I don't sit and harp upon many of you all the time with what you do, so don't get up on me. Is that okay, peoples? So we can keep it on the even kill and keep it up on kENNEka, and then don't chime out when I'm ranting and raving about different things because again, I do what I want to do. Now let's just get that straight once and for all. Now, I will give you credibility and weight if you're one that consistently support the channel. Now you got some weight with me. But if you ain't one that's been in here consistently, well then it ain't much that you can say to me. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not going to make this. I've already explained that and expressed that the last live. This live, let's get back into what we were talking about, peoples. So before I do that, let me go ahead and do this real quick and uh, let this be done, and then that way. So I just pray, peoples, that you guys will just literally listen to whatever Joseph is saying and don't challenge me because you will come in on the end of the stick, and that's what it would be. And I hate to be that way, but I mean, it is what it is. All right, people. So let me scroll through here real quick. Let me take them off block, and then we're going to go from there. Now I'm not going to have mercy on all of these other people. They're blocked. I don't care. They are blocked, and they're blocked for life. Because I had enough of these people. Absolute enough of these people. So it ain't no coming no different way in things. Because these people have already shown that they cannot be respectful to the channel. Period. All right, so we unblocked him. Now has a second chance. Now, hopefully, come in correct. Don't come in correct, well, then you're going to be blocked for all eternity. Just that simple. Now, see, Edward Joseph do have a heart, peoples. Okay, so Hot Chocolate had said, well, let me go with Jameson. Jameson Shine had said, I hope you all have an amazing chat, but I must retire for the night. Much love to you, my friend, Mr. Edward Joseph. Blessings to you, Jameson, and trust and believe, ma'am, I am literally praying mightily for you and Halle Berry. I'm praying mightily for you. Come back, you know, come on back, and whenever you can, come on back and you know do what you do. You're always welcome here, and share if you care, and if not, then just know that I'm praying for you, and I'm praying for your safe well-being. I'm praying for your mind. I'm praying for your space. I'm praying that God will release all that negative energy that may encompass you and give you peace, rest, and tranquility in your mind and your body and your spirit, and anybody who tends to come in contact with you. That is my sincere prayer to you, Mel, and blessings to you. High Chocolate said, I will inbox you so we can conversate about the details that I have before we put it out. Okay, so Hot Chocolate, I'm gonna give you my number, and you can call me. I'm gonna give you my number, and you can call me, and we can politic offline, and then we can go from there. We can converse a little bit more in depth in things. All right, people. So we can do one or two things. We can well, I mean, it's the title is kENNEka Jenkins, so we're going to be back on the kENNEka Jenkins. So I can go back and finish off the live that I was playing earlier. Or we can sit down and we can have a conversation as to what you guys want to talk about and things. There is some things that I do want to cover and stuff, but I think that that would be a good idea is to go ahead and finish out that live that I was showing earlier and things. That way it'll give me some time to do some things that I need to do and stuff right now. Oh my God, we got some new people that just chimed in on and responded to some things. Oh, you guys are killing it. All right, so I'm going to have to go back and I'm going to have to respond to these messages that you guys have sent. But for right now, peoples, let's go back. Let's go back and let's finish off the live that we were talking about earlier. And let's get back to part two. Is the real kENNEka Jenkins alive? Let's finish off that live, people. Let's go. And then I will definitely be back and we will definitely go in on some things, the topics of discussion that you guys want to bring up and things and stuff. So whatever you decide and things that you guys want to talk about, we can go ahead and cover and stuff. But there's going to be a few things I do want to cover with all of you to try to get your insight and input into it, if you so to choose. If not, then that's fine. I'm still going to bring it up and things, and then we'll just go from there, peoples. Is that all right, peoples? I greatly appreciate all of you who has come back and things. Thank all of you who did was watching the previous live and had came and chimed in and things and stuff. And yeah, we'll go from there. All right, peoples, let's go. Let me share my screen. Now, I want you guys to listen to this and listen attentively, peoples. And so let me share my screen, peoples. Let me share my screen. Now, this is what I have figured out and found out a while back. And this is why she has always been on my heels because, see, I've always figured out and found out who was the ops in the kENNEka Jenkins case. I figured and found that out, you know, and I called them out to the carpet for the hilarious and nefarious madness that they've been speaking. So let me share my screen, peoples, and let me go here. And let me put her on blast again, because many of you had encounters with this woman. Many of you have. Let me turn up the volume so you can hear clearly. So I got it on 500 and the bass boost. All right. Okay. Beautiful. Now let's listen to what this lady had to say.
However, I know you got researches on. I was happening looking at this shit one day, and this is what I found. See what you can find about Teresa Martin's already been done, got paid a long time ago because she has the tombstone, headstone, whatever you call it. has been sitting in the office of the cemetery as late as February. The lady saw it herself. kENNEka's daddy's buried right there by the office. He's the first headstone that you see when you pull into the cemetery. She told me all kinds of shit. She said she grew up 3 minutes from Rosemont. Uh, um, yeah, damn, they got me fucked up. Um, she told me how she died, or she doesn't know the who or the why, but the hotel fucked up. Everybody kept saying, "Oh, the hotel moved her," and I kept saying, "Why? Why would they do that? That would be fucking up so big time." They fucked up big time. They found her, they freaked out, and they moved her and they threw her in the freezer to try to make it look like an accident. And I got this information in exchange that I'll do the fucking interview with them. So you can't say nothing yet. But what is going to come out? It'll come out that she got paid off a settlement. She can't talk about the amount, whatever. But the rest of this shit's never going to come out. And the lady did say, because she does have, I don't know if it's her or her husband, somebody's got somebody in law enforcement, whatever, blah, 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 that the cops did treat it like it was nothing. And then when they took statements right there, oh, wow, that means that oh, shit. Hold on, let me think. What did she say? Oh, shit. Because, look, okay, she went missing, let's say 2 o'clock Friday morning. They found her before 7 o'clock Friday night. She was found in the pool area. The lady didn't necessarily say in the water or not. She said she used the term pool area. But she being that she was wet, the position that she's in is the position that she was, put in. She was, getting difficult to move or to position. Even though rigor mortis had not set in yet, it was getting difficult. However, I know you got researchers.
So if Casey Chloe Overa Sanchez Medina wasn't a op, peoples, how in the fuck does she know all of this information? Well before Teresa Martin ever received this settlement. And I have been exposing this forever and a day. How does she know? Did you hear what she said? She told you that they told her how she died. And then she tried to cover it up and tried to silence it and tried to move on to something else. She told you that the police was involved. She told you. Casey Chloe Overa Sanchez Medina was in every kENNEka jENkINs chat there was online. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, X, Reddit, and all of the other social media platforms that ever talked about the kENNEka jENkINs case. So how did she know this, peoples, if she wasn't an op? And because I disagree with everything that she was saying, peoples, she had everybody under the sun come into my life trying to strike me out, trying to ridicule me, trying to defame my character, my name. Yep, Vicky Davis. Vicky Davis had said she tried to change the subject real quick, but she wasn't quite quick enough. It's just like when Lenore had said, peoples, my sister's attire doesn't make you who you are. Let's go and play back that live, peoples. But before I play back that live, let me go and play back Casey Chloe Overa Sanchez Mendina's live right here. This is what I put together about her. See, people, I called that bitch out. I called that bitch out big time. And when I called her out, she left the kENNEka jENkINs case. She couldn't take it no more. She had enough. Let's take a look at this, people. Laughing aloud, Edward. I know TM is pissed and you are keeping her quiet with your channel because she always on your live or either her attorneys told her to shut up. Now, I want you guys to see something here. Let me share Casey Chloe Overa Sanchez Mendina's thing that I did about her. Let's look at this.
You know, I don't run around here. Y'all don't hear me running around here saying I'm trying to fight for justice for kENNEka. Because I'm not going to say I don't think that, you know, nothing wrong happened to her. I'm not saying that. I've said it many a times as well. I do not believe kENNEka walked herself in that freezer and lay down and died. And I know at 2:34, 2:35 was Maya's little Snapchat. 2:34 was T.Y.'s live. There we go.
Okay, so at 2:34, TY went live, according to Casey Chloe Overa Sanchez Mendina. 2:35, Shemaya went live. But at 3:25, the supposed kENNEka was walking the halls of that establishment on September the 9th. And according to Custom the Clown and T Slut, Shemaya was supposed to have been home to her mother and making some type of report at the police station. But peoples, this is where I have a major problem. And this is why I've always questioned this madness. Because let's go here, peoples. Let's go to the case files of kENNEka jENkINs, peoples. Let's go to the case files right here. Let's go to the very first case file. Let's go to the very first case file. Very first case file. And see, this is where I have a problem with the clowns and the slut keep saying, reference the case files, reference the case files. Why the hell we reference the case files when we know that the case files is full of bullshit and nonsense? Oh, peoples, it is getting ready to be some fireworks in here. Now, I don't know if I want to put this on membership only or if I should just go ahead and share this information. But boy. Hello, Vines Palace on Earth. How are you, my friend? It is a blessing to see you on tonight. Peoples, this is what I am talking about. This is what I'm talking about. When you are politicking with the people. And I told you that many of you got some information that you guys want to share that was done back in the day All right, peoples. I got it. I got it right here. You guys hold on. Let me take a look at it and then I'll be right back. But in the meantime, in between time, let me go ahead and let me play this live, finish this out real quick. I'll be back in just momentarily, peoples. Let's go. Now, again, here we go, peoples. Report number one entered on 9/9/2017 by Detective Kevin Kittenbell. You see it right there, peoples, right? Okay. On this date, I was dispatched to 9501 Devon Avenue, Rosemont Police Station for a station report of a missing person. Upon arrival, I spoke with Lenore Harris, the complainant, who is the sister of the missing victim, kENNEka jENkINs. According to the complainant, the victim was last seen leaving her home with her mother's vehicle on September the 8th, 2017 at approximately 2300 hours, which is 11:30 at night. The victim was heading to a party with a couple of friends at the Crown Plaza Hotel. They didn't say Schiller's Park. All right, people. So I took a look at these screenshots and things. Um I don't know about one, but the other two, you guys decide. But it clearly validates what I've been saying. Let's take a look at this, people. So let me call up my Facebook page. Let me call up my Facebook page. I love when we get juicy juicies like this and stuff, and the people don't mind sharing the content that they have shown and they have screenshot. I told you there's people who got a lot of juicy juicies. You just got to be one that is going to be emboldened. You guys got to be one that is going to be emboldened people's and things. Where's my Facebook? I don't see my Facebook. All right, so let me call it Facebook. I just had Facebook, but okay, there it is right there. All right. All right, so let me go ahead and download. Let me download it and then I can call it up. Okay, download that. And let me download this. Okay, and then let me download this. All right, people, let's take a look at this here. All right, people, so let's take a look at this here. Let me go ahead and share my screen, peoples. We'll get back to that. Let's take a look at this. Let me share my screen. Okay, so let me go to my downloads, peoples, because I downloaded this, and let's look at. Okay, that's not the one I want to show first. So let's look at this one. All right, we're going to look at this one first, right here. Let's look at this one. And so this is TM. Let me refresh my screen so my screen can call this up as well. So let me call this up on my phone. All right, people, you guys come on. Don't treat me like a second class citizen. You guys come on and get these likes up and stuff. You guys been doing good. Now you guys want to slack off a little bit. Get these likes up. We got too many people in here for these likes not to be up. And I want to stay in the algorithm. So, you know, as I tarry with you, you guys can tarry with me. Get these likes up and keep me on the algorithm. Is that all right, peoples? You know, that's all that I ask. Just keep me, help me stay in the algorithm and get these likes up and keep me in the algorithm, peoples. That's all I'm asking. All right, so peoples, I refresh my screen. So let's look at this. It says Teresa Martin, October 22nd, 2015, but God, J for K for life. And then Mr. Lionel Lee has said, HOPP, true worshipers, people who worship God in spirit and in the truth. That's October 21st, 2015. Wake up, people, and repent. Repent, believe, obey the gospel. Second Chronicles 7:14, which is one of my favorite scriptures. And in quotations, it says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek thy face and turn from their wicked ways, then shall I hear from heaven, and I will forgive their sins, and I will heal their land. And that was one of the posts. All right. And so this is one of the things that Lionel Lee had sent to Teresa Martin and telling her to wake up and repent. All right, let's look at the next screenshot that I wanted to show you. Okay, that's the last one I want to show you, but I want to show you. Okay. Did I download the same one? No, I didn't. Okay, here it is right here. Okay, I showed that, so I don't need to show that. And let's see. Show that, don't need to show that. Okay, and yeah, all right. So let's take a look at this one right here. All right. So there's a screenshot that was sent. Let's take a look at this here, peoples. Okay, and it says Vine, McCoy, and 21 others. I don't know exactly when this was sent, but it was sent. And so we have a person named Destiny Motley, and then Miguel Thomas, and then Kalia Original. And she said, can y'all please let my damn cousin rest down? Can y'all please let me cousin rest down? Teresa is not paying y'all to solve Nini's murder. Like, leave us alone. My cousin been dead for 8 years. Let her rest, goofies. Her cousin has been dead for 8 years. Really? Really? Her cousin has been dead for 8 years. All right. So maybe the first two may not have been too much for you. But let's look at this third one here, peoples. Let's look at this one right here. Let's look at this one right here. Now, this was on September the 8th at 1:22, and it was by Lenora. Okay. Now it says, look, it says Crown Plaza. I hope y'all ready for tomorrow. We coming strong and loud. Y'all just don't know that was the wrong one. We will never give up. This a promise. Guess what? God got our back. I am kENNEka. Now, Lenora Harris did that on September the 8th. And we are coming ready for tomorrow. Now, I want you to think about that for one moment. Think about that. Think about that for one moment. September the 8th. kENNEka hasn't been officially missing yet. But they're coming loud and strong on tomorrow. So the question becomes, people, when did kENNEka come up missing, according to Lenora Harris? Because she written this on September the 8th. And what she's inferring is that kENNEka is missing, peoples. That's what she's inferring, that kENNEka is missing. But kENNEka did not officially be missing until when? Later on September the 9th, early part of September the 10th, when they had proclaimed that they found her. Now, why is Lenora Harris jumping the gun if kENNEka hasn't come up missing yet, peoples? Why? And this is the information that I have been so wonderfully wanting to put out there. And I have been, because I've been telling you, kENNEka Jenkins got commandeered on the 6th and she died on the 7th. That is exactly the reason why Teresa Martin and Lenora Harris, but in this case, Lenora Harris makes the post on the 8th that we're coming out there in full force. Because if kENNEka died on the 7th, it will only make sense for Lenora Harris and family to come there in full force on September the 8th. Right? But that didn't happen on September the 8th. Lenora Harris had said, look, we're coming tomorrow on September the 9th, because she made the post on the 8th. But see, that wasn't the only post that Lenora Harris had made, peoples. And this was the bingo moment. Oh my God, peoples. This right here, because Lenora Harris had said it. And look right here, peoples. September the 6th at what? 4:37 p.m. September the 6th at 4:37 p.m. Peoples. You guys see that, right? You guys see that, right? September the 6th at 4:37 p.m. Now, I want you guys to remember what Teresa Martin had said. Teresa Martin had said, I found this ticket on the 6th. But wait a minute, my daughter wasn't here on the 6th. She wasn't? She wasn't? Well, why is Lenora Harris jumping the gun if kENNEka wasn't at the establishment on the 6th? Bingo to the bingo peoples. Here it is. I love my brother because what he do for my kids, he don't have to. And then it cuts off. It says, but only one thing I can say is he did his best to come through for brother, kids. My baby cried tears of joy. So touching. And why is the baby crying? Oh, Custom Design did this. kENNEka Jenkins, we got a problem. So Custom Design has showed this. Okay. So Custom Design had shown this. But this right here says it all, people. Right there. Crown Plaza, I hope y'all ready for tomorrow. We coming strong and loud. Y'all just don't know that was the wrong one. We will never give up. This is a promise. But God got our backs. I am kENNEka. That was September the 8th. Peoples. And so peoples, that is the bingo moment right there. Lenora Harris had made that post on MB901 had said, Mr. Edwards, mother entire demeanor is deranged behavior, like her only real interest was being rich, and her to have been so concerned about hotel not making money, call off the protest was crazy. And now we're beginning to see the big picture here, peoples, because if kENNEka wasn't missing, and if kENNEka wasn't dead, why would be Lenore stating on September the 8th, we're coming in full force on tomorrow, which would be September the 9th? So that means that kENNEka had to be dead on September the 7th for Lenore to make that post on September the 8th to come to the establishment on September the 9th, which literally falls into what I have been saying all of this time, peoples, that kENNEka Jenkins has been deceased. But Hot Chocolate said count that back to 2015. Hot Chocolate said that this happened in 2015. That happened back in 2015. This posting of what Lenore had did. But okay, so maybe you can shed light in up on this posting, Hot Chocolate. Chime out and let the people know a little bit more about this posting. Because the way that I'm looking at this posting is showing that, and I don't think that Lenore Nunn was at the establishment back in 2015. Now, the girl kENNEka could have died back in 2015, but the way that this posting is showing, it is referencing that of what happened 2017. So give us a little bit of insight upon this posting, because the way that I'm looking at this and by what Lenore is saying about Rosemont, they was never at Rosemont in 2015, but they were there at 2017. So give us a little insight upon that. But either way, peoples, by Lenore making this post and making it on the 8th, clearly shows you, peoples, that whomever played kENNEka, or if it really was kENNEka, I mean, we don't know. We don't know, because this is what they said. They said the girl's name is kENNEka. So I only can go by what they said. So whether this young lady is kENNEka or not, I have to consider her kENNEka because that's who they called her. Hot Chocolate had said that either she was coming to the party or kENNEka was already missing. kENNEka even hadn't made it to the Crown Plaza yet. Well, that can't be. That can't be, because then if that statement is true, well then we got to make sense of this picture right here, because this picture clearly kENNEka is at the Crown Plaza with Monifa and Shamaya. So I don't know how we can not justify this picture, because again, with all of the narratives that is being posted, you still got to justify this picture right here. This picture clearly shows kENNEka, Monifa, and Shemaya at the Crown Plaza on the 6th. This picture was taken at the Crown Plaza on the 6th, the day of Irene's birthday party. So I get all of the different narratives, but the narratives doesn't coincide with the actual factual and true right there. That's the picture. kENNEka. And she is unequivocally and undeniably at the Crown Plaza. So how do we rectify this picture with what they had stated in their statements? Because it ain't no way that you can get around this picture and say that she wasn't there when you clearly see she's there, live and well, and she's not deceased. She's not in nobody's car. He is at the establishment. So, and she's with Monifa, and she's with Shemaya. So how do we rectify that? Because I can't, and I won't go on record saying that this picture right here is going way back to 2015, and kENNEka, Shemaya, and Monifa happened to be in the same clothes, happened to be in the same room 2 years earlier than the time to when this supposed kENNEka, the girl who they call kENNEka, has ended up getting killed. I'm not going on record to say that. I'm absolutely not. So you guys help me to make this make sense, because I get the narratives, I get what Lenore had stated, I get what was shown, but until somebody can prove to me otherwise that kENNEka was deceased before coming to the establishment, well, then you got to justify this picture, because no other YouTuber has ever shown this picture. And I've shown you unequivocally and undeniably, there is kENNEka jENkINs in flesh with Shemaya and Monifa in room 926 in the same attire that Monifa and Shemaya was wearing at the Crown Plaza Hotel in that video footage. And for the simple fact that Lenore came and made a post and said that you messed with the wrong one, and we're going to be there at the establishment tomorrow in full force on the 8th, it literally validates the simple fact that I said that kENNEka jENkINs was at that establishment on the 6th. She died on the 7th, which only validates Lenore Harris on the 8th after the fact that kENNEka jENkINs died, and they're coming to the Crown Plaza, because it ain't no way, and it ain't no narrative that's out there known to man that can ever state that kENNEka didn't die on the 7th. You say that kENNEka allegedly hadn't made it to the hotel yet. Well, that's their narrative, but their narrative is dead on arrival, because I don't care what no YouTuber, I don't care what no Facebooker say. That picture validates that kENNEka was at the Crown Plaza Hotel, alive and well. And And both kENNEka, both Shemaiah, and both Monifa had on the same attire. So until somebody can justify why they all had on the same attire, I don't care what nobody say. Have to prove to me unequivocally and undeniably kENNEka was deceased before coming to the Crown Plaza. But this picture debunks that. It totally debunks that. kENNEka was at the Crown Plaza. That the evidence is in your face, clearly in your face. That is proof positive right there. Is in your face. You know. So when the YouTubers sit around here and say that kENNEka never was at that establishment alive, I just say it's bullshit. Total bullshit. Unequivocal bullshit. And so the thing is, peoples, if I wasn't going to give up some major juicies, I will show you the video of kENNEka Jenkins at the establishment in the hallway with Bill Murray's son. She is clearly there, shown on video footage. And I ain't the only one who have that video footage. A couple of these YouTubers who talked about this case from the very beginning have that video footage as well. They have it, peoples. But yet they chose to talk a different narrative. And this is in this picture, which they have as well, clearly shows kENNEka at the Crown Plaza in room 926. So until somebody can prove to me that that's not kENNEka, well, at least the girl who they call kENNEka, because again, like I say, I can't call this girl no other name other than kENNEka, because that is the name that they gave me. That is the name that they gave me. So, and they gave you. And so until somebody can prove to me that kENNEka was deceased before she came to the Crown Plaza, then explain that picture. MB 901 had said the very first person poked that word missing was the very first who was informed kENNEka had been killed. The very moment everyone else spoke the word missing, all knew, including mother. Okay, let me put the link in the chat, and Hot Chocolate is going to explain to you guys. Yeah, see, that's what I like, people. I want you guys to come on in, come to the live and come talk with me. So Hot Chocolate is going to explain it, peoples. Okay, so the link is in the chat. So hit the link, Hot Chocolate, and then come on up to the panel and come talk with me. And then all of you others who have some postings and listings and things and stuff, you guys are more than welcome to share. And then come and talk with me, so we can get clarity out of confusion. Because I don't like confusion. I don't like for people to be confused. So Hot Chocolate, come on and hit the link, ma'am, and come on to the panel, because I gotta keep the live going and things. So we're just kind of waiting around for you to come on up to the panel. And so, peoples, as I stated before, everybody can give a narrative as to kENNEka being deceased before she ever made it to the Crown Plaza, but the one thing that you got to make sense of is, how did she take the picture in the room with Monifa and Shamaya in that bathroom? How? No other YouTuber has ever shown that. No other YouTuber has ever shown that. None whatsoever. I've never seen it. Have you guys ever seen it? I never seen it, but I got my hands on it. The real kENNEka. And so that clearly debunks all of these myths that these people are saying that kENNEka was deceased. And then again, I want to make it clear, because everybody's saying that this young lady's name is not kENNEka. Well, I don't know that, people. All I know is that everybody in their mama and under the sun called this girl kENNEka. So whether her real name is kENNEka or not, until somebody can prove to me that it's not her real name, that is the only name that I have to go by. So until you can prove to me that this person who they call kENNEka is someone else, that's who I can only call her as kENNEka, because that's what everybody called her, kENNEka. So I hope that clears up and brings clarity to any confusion and things, because I hear what everybody is saying, but you got to explain in great detail to us so the people won't be confused. Because just saying that, well, that's not kENNEka, that's ain't good enough for me. Hi, Chocolate, are you coming up, man? Because if not, then I gotta keep pressing on. So just click the link in the chat and come on up to the panel. Oh, you're having difficulties. What difficulties are you having? You can come up on your phone. All you have to do is just press the link in the chat, and you can talk on your phone. Or if you're on a computer, just press the link and that'll bring you up. But either way, people, so I got to keep this going and stuff. And so whenever she can come up, she can come up. You guys, hold on. All right, people, so I got Hot Chocolate on the phone. She's going to explain it to you, because she can't get up. Okay, I got Hot Chocolate on the phone. She's going to explain it to you. So, you got the floor, man.
Okay. Hello, everybody. Good night, I could say. But what I was saying is, with the screenshot that I sent with the post that Lenora made, if that post was made on September 8th at 1:22 p.m., according to the media, according to the paperwork, according to all dates, kENNEka hadn't even made it to the Crown Plaza yet. So therefore, this had to be on the 6th. kENNEka died on the 7th. They were planning to come up there on the 9th because she was missing already. So therefore, that post right there is evidence that the media lied to us. the the family lied to us and the hotel lied to us. This footage is a lie, all that. So that's what that means. The second post, the second set of screenshots that I did send was from I have a Facebook group, and someone made a post, and one of the family members like kind of clapped back, if that's the word you want to use, and said that that the cousin was that her cousin was died had to have been dead for 8 years. Well, I was looking at the other screenshot that I sent with the scripture on there saying J4K in 2015. If you count back, that post was made last year. If you count back from last year all the way 8 years from 8 years prior, that would have been 2015. Not sure why she was J4K for life in 2015, but it seems real suspect to me. I do know that there was a book that was written about someone named Brianna Jenkins. That story did take place in 2015. It's very similar to kENNEka's, and that's all I really wanted to explain so that we could understand better what I was saying by sending those screenshots. Appreciate you listening and have a good night.
Okay, that's good. Now it brings clarity. Now it brings clarity because couldn't couldn't explain it in the manner to which you were trying to explain it in things and stuff because, like I say, this for what they're trying to allude to is that kENNEka, and I've said this many times before, kENNEka was already missing well before they even post this thing. And she was at the establishment on the 6th for Irene's party. And then when Lenore had went on to make that post on the 8th, kENNEka was already dead on the 7th.
Exactly.
So that clearly just validates what I have been saying all along. That kENNEka was already missing and she was already dead. And when Lenore had went and chimed in with that post on the 8th talking about, well, we're going to be there in full force. Well, remember, according to the video footage, they were just coming to the establishment on the 8th, right?
Yes, they were just getting there at I guess around 12:15, 12:13, whatever footage they put out to deter the people, saying that she had just made it there, but she had been there already. kENNEka was dead already.
She was already dead. Bingo. That's the bingo moment right there.
Yep, she was dead already. So all that stuff that happened, that they saying that they was searching for her all night and stuff like that, and she got the call at 4:34 in the morning on the 9th. That's a lie. All of it's a lie, and it's sickening. But I mean, it is what it is. It's just crazy that that's the narrative they put out, and it's shameful that even the media deceived us that way. So that's all I had to say about that. I just wanted to bring clarity to what I was sending because I don't want anyone to be confused.
But you brought major clarity to that of what the people were saying. Just with that post alone had clarified a lot of things of what I have been saying forever and a day, because the people could not understand, well, how could kENNEka be missing? And this is what the family, and this is what her mom and what her sister is saying. And I kept trying to tell the people, you can't take to what they say verbatim.
Right. And even the part about the parking ticket on the 6th. Yes, she was definitely there on the 6th. So the 911 call was scripted, very much so. Yeah, unless she did too much talking.
She did way too much talking because one, with the 911 call, look how the 911 call was designed. It was almost like a conversation between two people.
Right.
There was no
one ever no 911 dispatcher ever takes that long on a phone call. They either give you instruction on what to do next, and then like I said, it's just so crazy because they even gave Crown Plaza as the, what was it, the address that they gave? They gave Crown Plaza as the address as for some, no, where the incident took place at.
Yeah.
So it's just like I said, it's so much stuff mixed up in this case that it's unbelievably confusing, and you just got to really, like you said, take a look for yourself and really think about things before you just get information and say it, because people are listening and they want to know, but at the same time, it have to make sense. It can't be one way one day and one way another. So
And did Edward Joseph ever change his narrative like that?
no. So I appreciate you for that, not confusing the people. And
No, because
that's a big thing.
I stayed on point, and not only did I stay on point, but I kept showing you by what they gave, what they said,
Right.
and I stayed on point, and I kept reiterating it over and over and over again to try to get the people to understand. Look, this ain't what I said; it's what they said. It's what they said, and it's what they did.
Yep. Like I said, I'm not, like I'm not, afraid. I know that God covers me, so therefore, anything that I have to say about this case, I'm going to say it, because at the end of the day, if it was I have two girls and they are young, and if they were at a party and this happened to them, I would want people to speak up. I would want things to be said, and that's just the bottom line. So, like I said, I appreciate you bringing me up the way that you did. I was trying to get on through the app, but I couldn't. So I'm glad I was able to bring more clarity to what I was putting out.
Yeah, and see, this is what I really employ all of the people to do and things, because this is the only way that we can be unified. And this is the only way that we can amplify our voices and things, is when we connect with each other and bring out all of these inconsistencies and things of what they were saying and what they've been doing. And so this right here clearly, unequivocally validates the various things that I have been saying for all of this time. It is no mistaking the bacon. I mean, if the people are still confused, well, then just let them be confused, because I don't know how much that you can literally bring clarity out of this other than what has already been. They lied, and they jumped the gun. Did. And then they made postings, but then they took it down. But people like you got the screenshots of it and calling these people to the carpet for the madness that they've been doing.
Right.
And that's what I've been saying.
Yep, exactly. So you just gotta keep a watchful eye and know how to explain what what you're putting out, because there are people who really, really kind of care about this case. So it's just like I said, the whole thing is mind blowing from September 17th to from September of 2017 all the way to now. It's just been mind blowing. A great big roller coaster that doesn't stop.
But see, I'm glad that it's people like you and all of the others who is literally contributing to the narrative and literally showcasing and talking about it and showing some validity, with the things that you guys have and stuff. Because again, there's a lot of people who's got a lot of screenshots and photos and things that they just really don't want to showcase. They don't want to see it. But I don't have a problem in talking about it and showing it.
Right.
Because that's the only way that it's going to get out there.
Exactly.
But if the people don't go and if people don't participate, then you know what
Right.
what is it that we can do? You
Right.
can hope forever and a day, but you got to do your part as well,
Exactly.
especially if you want justice.
Yep. And I definitely want justice because that's like I said, this been eating at me since the beginning, and I've had nightmares and dreams and all type of stuff about this case. So therefore, I really do want justice to happen for her. But at the same time, we gotta just stick together. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah,
Because, like I said, how can a house divided get the same thing? It can't.
yeah. And see what you have did just literally validated that this family, the news, all of these people are in cahoots and they lied. They lied, straight up lied. So now,
Point.
how can you sit here and believe Teresa Martin, Lenora Harris, and all of these people when they clearly lied in our face?
Exactly.
They clearly lied in our face. And so now, how are you going to have empathy for them and sympathy for them? And
It's
they're the
I
ones,
don't not an inch.
they're the ones who set these girls up.
Yes, they did.
MB, MB,
Like I said, they threw a ball, broke the glass, and hid their hands. That's what they did, and got paid for it.
exactly. MB at 901 had said every phone call made that night, starting with Mr. Redhead, Teresa, and police officer front desk at police station, all was expecting to receive call. What front desk officer answers call saying 911?
Right. Like I said, the entire call was very scripted, and I'm just glad that I have the sense that God gave me, so that I could understand what was really going on during that call. Teresa Martin talked too much. She she wasn't supposed to bring up the ticket on the sixth, because that's what really raised the curiosity. Like, okay, now we got this ticket on the sixth. What happened there on the sixth? Why was it in her car? If she never would have said anything, the six would have never came up.
It would have never came up. And it's amazing how all of these YouTubers like like T Slay wants to discount, like custom design that wants to discount that ticket that's on the six. I've listened to her on a live and she wanted to totally discount. Well, I know what you're saying. The people keep bringing up that ticket on the six, and they tried their best to try to dismantle that ticket. But again, how can you?
You can't. It's impossible.
No, you can't. Because the thing is that one, why would Teresa Martin bring that up? And I've always told you that the
Cause she
people,
said because I got this ticket here on the six, and then she caught herself like, damn, I said the six and I wasn't supposed to say that.
exactly. I've always said that when the people give their testimonies and when they start to say things, they all the time tell the truth first. Then they realize that they're telling the truth, and so then they go into a lie mode. Just like when Teresa Martin says, "My daughter was left at the She was going to say hospital, but then she ended up saying hotel.
Right.
How do you get hos from whole?
I don't know.
You can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just crazy. Even just all the different narratives and stuff like that. It's time to put those aside and just look at the real facts. Just look at the real facts. I mean, I know the footage isn't the footage is, we all know now, is just a big reenactment because of the time of the date, the time stamps that are on the footage and everything. So we can't even go on that anymore.
But the footage is the footage is important to a degree because
Very much so.
it shows It shows to agree what happened, and it shows to agree what didn't happen.
Yep.
And so you have to, in that footage was all mixed up. It was designed. It's just like a movie. A movie ain't nothing but a bunch of clips merged together to tell a story.
Right.
That's all the movies are. You show me one movie that starts from beginning to end, and it's the same uncut, uncut and run on of a film strip.
Exactly.
You don't see it because you see they play a scene, then they go and they blank it out, and then they come into another scene in some other place, then they blank it out, and then they come to another scene. And that's how movies are. That's how movies are designed. Movies ain't nothing but clips. And this wasn't nothing but a scripted movie with some truth in it and some lies in it.
All right.
But you have to take it for what it is, match that up with the posts of the people made along with the case files and stuff, and you will see all types of inconsistencies.
All types of things, exactly. All type of inconsistencies, all types of different things that possibly could have been true, and everything. So I'm just glad that I'm a very observant person, and I can look and kind of decipher and then listen to things and know that what's the truth and what's not. So, like I said, I thank you for the opportunity to get on here and explain what I was putting out, and I appreciate you. I'm going to get off of here now because I have to get ready for work in the morning, and I will talk to you again soon.
Thank you so much, and thank you for clarifying that for the people, because now the people heard your voice and they can literally analyze it now in the way that you put it.
Right. And I will still be in the chat, but I'm going to get off the phone. I will talk to you later. Have a good night.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Okay. Blessings. Peoples, as you can see, now we got clarity. Now we have clarity, peoples. And as you can see, they lied and tried to say that kENNEka Jenkins was deceased before ever coming to the Crown Plaza, which that was a major lie. It was a major lie, peoples. The 911 call, major scripted lie. But in the lies that was being told, truth was being told at the same time. Because every time you look around and listen to Teresa Martin and how she speaks and the way she speaks and stuff, peoples, she was telling off on herself. She was telling off on herself. They tried to play the 911 call. 911 call, how can I help you? Dude. With all of the so-called emergency beeps and things like that. People don't know 911 dispatcher. Go and have a conversation with someone. A 911 caller is trained to give you, it is trained to take over the conversation and get straight to the point, because again, it's an emergency. Somebody can be dying. Somebody is abducted. Somebody, life is on the line and stuff. That's why you have the 911 call. It's an emergency. But in the emergency, these people are having a casual conversation. That's why when Joel Comm had made the post on 911, he was making parody as to what has transpired. You guys remember Joel Comm? Let me show you who Joel Comm is, and let me show you what Joel Comm had said, because he was the one who was making a parody of the kENNEka Jenkins case. And it all makes sense now, peoples. When the young lady said that she was watching Joel Comm and others in that live with Zach TV, when she was warning him to leave the case alone, and Zach would not leave it alone. But that lady gave you names of different people that you all should have did your research upon, and you didn't. And so, people's again, as I stated before, can't no YouTuber ever debunk me upon this picture right here, which clearly shows kENNEka jENkINs at the establishment peoples. They can't debunk that. Right there. There she is, kENNEka jENkINs. And then Harris is going to make a post on September the 8th. But according to the video footage, kENNEka jENkINs has not been missing on the 8th. According to the video footage and their narratives, kENNEka jENkINs was supposed to be coming to the establishment on the 8th. But Edward Joseph has been telling you all along, peoples, that kENNEka jENkINs has already been commandeered on the 6th. Teresa Martin was already happy and joyous because her daughter was, or her so-called daughter, or the one who she had the power of attorney over, was going to be deceased. And she didn't care one way or the other how she dies, as long as she dies. And that's why we see the brace on her hand, peoples. That's why we see the brace on her hand. And that's why we see the black eye. Was Teresa Martin instrumental in trying to subdue kENNEka? Was there another fight that has taken place other than that fight that we have seen with the beverage manager, Shemaya, and the maintenance guy, the security, and the guy in the black hoodie, which was Carl Nesbitt, peoples? Did kENNEka have a fight with Teresa Martin at some point, peoples? Because you got to help me to make this make sense. Why was that brace on her thumb at the time to when kENNEka was missing? And the thing is, peoples, why did she have a black eye? See, I look at everything, peoples, and it ain't nothing that's happening in this case by happenstance. You piece these little so-called non-whatevers together, it paints a big picture. And see, my thing is, why did it happen at the time to when kENNEka was reported missing? Why was all of these things occurring with Teresa Martin? Why did Lenore Harris go and make a Facebook post talking about Rosemont, you messed with the wrong one? We're going to be there in full force on September the 8th. On September the 8th. And why would you be doing that if kENNEka wasn't even missing yet? And I don't know why you guys continue to keep saying in your mouths that kENNEka was deceased and she was brought to the establishment. You don't have no record, no information that kENNEka was ever deceased and brought to the Crown Plaza in a body bag or in a plastic bag, or was being transported from the west side of Chicago in her mother's car or anything. You have absolutely no proof whatsoever. And I gave you the proof that kENNEka was there at the establishment on the 6th with Shemaya and Monifa. The real kENNEka jENkINs. And you can't debunk that. You can't debunk it. And so that's why you never talk about it, because you can't debunk it. You can't. You can speak up and down, swear up and down, curse up and down as much as you want, and you still can't debunk that photo. And I told you, people, so I'm just only going to go back and use that of what they said. Gary had said, I think they jumped kENNEka in the basement at Crown Plaza, drug her up. She fell asleep, but she couldn't move. When she woke up, they took her organs then. Well, understand that it was more than just kENNEka Jenkins. It was kENNEka Martin. And if you've seen the live the other day, I've shown you the difference between kENNEka Jenkins and kENNEka Martin. And I clearly shown you the different facial features and structures. So when we're talking about kENNEka, we're talking about two kENNEkas who got beat up, raped, and sodomized, and then ultimately murdered. Both kENNEkas. So if you guys watched that live on last night, it gave you great insight. Great insight. And you can clearly see the distinctive difference between kENNEka Jenkins and kENNEka Martin. But you got to understand and put this in perspective. kENNEka Jenkins was at the establishment well before kENNEka Martin got killed. kENNEka Jenkins was decomposed on that gurney at the time to when Lenora and Teresa Martin came to the establishment to identify that body. kENNEka Jenkins. She was already decomposed, because if you go back and you hear what Andrew Holmes had said, it was hot as hell in the freezer. If you go back and listen to what Lenora Harris had said, she said the freezer was hot and it was just only a little tiny piece of ice. So when we have two people who's given an account as to the freezer being hot, how in the hell could the freezer be on and this girl frozen solid? How could that be? How could kENNEka be frozen solid when you have the account of two people who stated that they were in that freezer and the freezer was hot as hell? So help me to make that make sense, people. How did we go from freezing to a freezer hot as hell, and we have two individual accounts of the freezer being hot as hell? And based upon their testimony is where we see kENNEka Jenkins decomposed on a gurney. Peoples, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if you are in a hot, enclosed environment, the body is going to break down rapidly, not slowly, rapidly. And because the body is breaking down rapidly, peoples, this will be indicative of the fact of why they had to move with such great speed in order to get her organs, to set her up, to go ahead and take all of these pictures and things to try to woo the public that this is how she was looking and stuff and so on and so forth. But yet And still, all of this stuff happened well before the so-called reenactment. And I think that's where you guys are getting confused. I think that's where many of you guys are getting confused. You confusing the reenactment from the enactment. And the enactment is when they killed the girl and they staged her body. That's where you guys can't differentiate the two, because you guys are looking at the reenactment as is being law, when kENNEka has already been deceased prior to the so-called reenactment. Because people's, again, and I keep stressing this, and I still have yet to have any of you speak upon this, because you can't give me no reasonable or plausible explanation for that. And again, I go back to the three pictures. kENNEka being in the freezer with her hand under her chin. kENNEka being at the so-called funeral home when her mom said, "This is how my babe looked when I saw her at the funeral home." And then kENNEka being decomposed on the gurney. So until I can get someone, anybody, to speak upon those three pictures, anybody to speak upon those three pictures, then what is it that you want me to say about your narrative? Because you got to make sense of the three pictures first before you can make sense of anything. And it doesn't matter what you say. I'm here to tell you, it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what narrative you may give or what you may think. You got to make sense of the three pictures. And you got to put the pictures in a sequential order. And you got to explain the three pictures, because that is what they gave as evidence. Now, the question is, when is anybody going to speak up on the three pictures? Anybody, any YouTuber, any Facebooker, anybody, when are you guys are going to speak up on those three pictures and make sense of it? I don't know why everybody's avoiding that question. You're avoiding that question because why? You don't have an answer to it, right? Okay, well then there it is. Why? Because it changes everything that you ever said. I posed this question to T Slay, to Custom Design. I posed this question to Trade Gang. And I posed this question to any other YouTuber that's ever talking about the kENNEka Jenkins case. Answer that question. Help me to make sense of the three photos. Because what you guys are saying that, well, she was deceased before she was ever brought to the Crown Plaza. Well, you see her picture. Unless one or two things. Either you don't believe that that's kENNEka, and if it is not kENNEka, then who is it? Who is it? Give us an explanation as to who you believe it is. You can just say, oh, it's some girl that they had that was a lookalike or something. Okay, that's an explanation. All right, so now then help me to make that make sense. When and how did she die? If the girl on the gurney at the time to when Lenora Harris and Teresa Martin came to view that body, if that's not kENNEka, then who is it? If the girl in the freezer is not kENNEka, then who is it? If the girl on the gurney that was supposed to be at the funeral home when Teresa Martin had said, "This is how my babe looked when I saw her at the funeral home," then who is it? So I just need somebody out in this community to answer that question. Who is it? Who are these girls, or who is this girl, or do you believe that it is kENNEka jENkINs? And then we can go from there. MB901 had said the so-called friends who called Teresa Martin saying kENNEka was missing didn't say kENNEka was missing and drunk. For Teresa to have told police her daughter can't drink, but I was a heads up to the police. And you made a very valid point, 901. When the friends had called Teresa Martin, the friends never stated that she was missing and drunk. That is a very valid point. So at which point did the supposed kENNEka come up drunk? I'll wait. I said, I'll wait. Boy, I love topics of discussion like this. I love topics of discussion because, again, these are questions that the people can answer. Because, see, the thing is, peoples, if you answer the question, it will box you into a certain narrative that you can't get out. It definitely will. It'll box you into a narrative that you can't get out. And this is why the people purposely don't answer the question. They purposely. You guys purposely don't answer the question. And it doesn't matter how many times I said, you're still not going to answer the question. And now, come MB at 901 had gave you some good juicy juicies, because now you can't even answer this question. When did this kENNEka supposed to be drunk syndrome ever happen, when in the beginning it was never stated on record that kENNEka was drunk? Even in the 911 call that Shemaya had made to 911, she never stated that her friend was drunk. She said her friend had a disability, but she never stated that her friend was drunk, staggering in a hallway near the front desk. It was in the case files that kENNEka was staggering drunk near the front desk. Okay, that's in the case files. So since that's in the case files, and they put that in the case files, they must have a video that clearly shows or depict kENNEka jENkINs staggering drunk near the front desk. That's what they put in the case files. And that's what I have always talked about, peoples. And so if kENNEka was staggering drunk near the front desk, where is the video footage? I hear crickets. I hear crickets. It's amazing to me how everybody under the sun knows so much about the kENNEka jENkINs case, but yet a few little questions, and even the crickets don't even chirp out. It is the dead of night, peoples. The moon is out and the crickets ain't even chirping. It is a hot summer night, and it's the dead of night. And normally the crickets and all of the other creepy crawly creatures of the land will come and start chiming out. You have the frogs by the pond, you have the crickets in the fields, you have the little bug lights that has the little lights on the tail end of their abdomen shining, but yet there is no light, there is no crickets, and there is no frogs going ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. It is the dead of night. And this is amazing to me, peoples, how now my life was once live and now it's dead. Why is that? Can nobody answer the question? You guys can give commentary to everything else. Why isn't that nobody can ever answer that question? Why, peoples? I have yet to have one YouTuber to answer that question. Anybody. And then MB at 901 had posed a very good, significant question. I made a bold statement. When the kids first called Teresa Martin, they never said that kENNEka was drunk and missing. When Shemaya made the 911 call to the 911 caller, she never said that kENNEka jENkINs was drunk. She just said that my friend had a disability. But now I'm trying to think if Teresa Martin had ever stated that her daughter was drunk. I believe she did. Let's go back to the 911 call for Teresa Martin. And let's hear that again, because now that raises another that raises another red flag for me, peoples. And see, it's questions like this that literally gets my blood pumping and my mind racing and things, because man, I'm like, this brings up on a whole new perspective. Let's look and see if Teresa Martin stated in her 911 call that kENNEka was drunk. Peoples. Let's see if we can pinpoint that. Peoples. Was kENNEka jENkINs drunk according to Teresa Martin? Peoples. Well, we'll see. And don't think that you guys are off the hook, because I still want an answer to those pictures. But let's see here. kENNEka jENkINs? Teresa? 911 call. Okay, people. So we got two. So this is the famous one right here. See how many different 911 calls. I don't need no commentary. I just need for them to play the 911 call. So all right, peoples. All right, peoples. Let's take a look at this.
911, where's the address of your emergency?
Yes, I'm at the Crown Plaza at O'Hare Airport, and I was calling because my daughter came to to a party here last night, a gathering with her friends, and Now her friends, they said that they left on the front of the hotel and she's not able to be found now. She's 19 years old.
And you said that and you said the Crown Plaza at O'Hare Airport.
Yes, yes, and they said that when her friends was asking earlier today, like about 4 o'clock in the morning, because they used to run the video cameras, they said that they didn't have no camera. But now I came and it was a lady. She said that she heard music, and she asked me that I want to go upstairs, and we went upstairs on the 11th floor, and it was someone came to the room, and she said that she did see my daughter there with a group of girls and a couple of guys, but that's all she just saw because she was busy trying to get reception on her phone.
All right. Well then, you know what? Are you sure you don't mean the Crown Plaza in Rosemont?
Yes, the Crown. Yes, it is. I'm sorry, the Crown Plaza in Rosemont. That's exactly where it's at. I'm
Okay.
so sorry.
No, it's okay. And have you spoke? And you said you spoke with the
Front desk. I'm sitting outside, right in front of the hotel in a parking lot right now.
And they were saying that they haven't seen your daughter since she left, or
No, this is a different set. This is a different a new. I'm sorry, it's a new shift, and they said that they haven't seen it. Well, of course they wouldn't have seen it because this is like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I just seen that she was here because I just found the ticket where they entered this hotel. It was at 1:36 p.m. So hold on, this is not her ticket because this is on the 6th. My daughter wasn't here on the 6th.
Okay, so let's break that down, peoples. Let's break that down. Teresa Martin is all over the place in this 911 call. She said that she is outside the hotel while she's making a call, and it's a different set of people who is there. So, with a different set of people who's there, how would she know that it's a different set of people who was there unless what? She was there, right? She just gave herself away because, again, how would she know it's a different group of people that was there unless what? She was there. So she's already telling you that she's been there for some period of time. She's been there for some period of time, peoples. She just told you on the 911 call she's been there for a period of time. And then how would this lady who just casually comes in and have a casual conversation with her know that her daughter was on the 11th floor with a group of guys and a girl? Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Edward Joseph, and let's talk live. kENNEka jENkINs, we are back with a vengeance, part 3. All right, let's talk. Well, today, peoples, has been an interesting day. I am here, I am live, and I am going to talk about some things, peoples. Peoples, kENNEka jENkINs, we are back with a vengeance, part 3. You guys come on in. You guys come on in. But there's so much to talk about, peoples. You guys come on in. Peoples, as you can see, I have literally went in hard and heavy on the kENNEka jENkINs case. And as you can see, the harder I go, the people are coming in and they're trying their best to take down my channel. And so what I did was I had deleted the last live, peoples, because the people did not want that information up. I am more cautious now than ever before. And I am going to take great steps and links not to put everybody up on the panel and things, because that's how they get you, peoples. See, I'm still going to put up that live, but I have to edit out that part because that can get my channel taken down immediately. And that's what they wanted to do. See, what they wanted to do was put that up on there. They thought that I was going to keep the live on, and they thought that I was going to give them an opportunity to go and strike my channel. But I deleted it off of all of the platforms. I'm going to re-edit it, and I am going to re-upload it. And I'm going to re-upload everything that we talked about in the last live and merge it with this live, minus that madness that the person had did. And so people see, that's the thing. When you are going in hard and heavy upon these people, well, then now look what happened. They can't get me no other way. And so now they have to come in hilarious and nefarious. And they tried to strike my channel down, which they can't. So I am safeguarding everything, peoples. And see, again, you know, this only happens when you are doing an excellent job, peoples, and getting the information out there to the masses. And as you can see, peoples, as you can clearly see, peoples, when you are doing an excellent job, they all come in and they all be hilarious and nefarious. They try their best to do all of these things and stuff, peoples, but they can't take you down. They try their best, but they can't take you down. And so, peoples, here I am. I'm back again. I'm live with the same title and things, and I am going to merge all of that good, juicy information back on this live with the same title and do the same thing, peoples. They're not going to stop me. And I'm going to keep up what my friend had stated, because again, that's what they try to do, hot chocolate. But see, they can't bring me down. They can't. I already blocked that person who used your name and things. You know, they see, you got trolls in here, and you got people who don't want this information to be spread out, hot chocolate. You see that, right? But I am a bold mother who don't give two rats asses about these people. I'm still going to keep it out there. I'm going to repost it, and it's going to be out there for the masses to see. Because see, now we are on the ASS big time. And they're doing everything in their power to try to take down my channel. But see, I'm too smart for that, peoples. I'm way too smart for that. And so that's what you do, peoples. See? If hot chocolate, if we wasn't tapping into something so profound, it wouldn't be no reason why they would be going and doing the things that they do to try to bring my channel down. But they tried their best and they couldn't do it. And I'm definitely going to repost that for the public, for everybody to see, everybody and their mama to see for themselves. And see, peoples, when you ask tough questions and things, well, then, hey, look what happened, peoples. People can't give tough answers. They can't do it, peoples. You know, they can't do it, peoples. We got them by the balls. And we're going in hard and heavy. And now, just for that, I'm going even harder and heavier. And I'm going to reveal even more, peoples. Slowly but surely, I am going to knock this thing out the ballpark, peoples. And I'm going to give these suckers a taste of their own medicine. They're not liking what I'm doing. And that's fine. I'm glad. I'm so glad that they're not liking what I'm doing. Because at the end of the day, peoples, as you can see, you don't get this type of exposure if you wasn't hitting upon anything. But see, we're hitting it, and we're hitting it hard. We are hitting it real hard. And that's something that they hate, because we are literally peoples. We're slamming these people where it hurts. Literally slamming these people where it hurts. And that's why I continue to keep doing what I do, peoples. That's why I continue to keep doing what I do. That's what I love what I do. And it's for people because of you and you and you and you. It's why we are making headways in this community. And this is why they are getting so angry. This is why they're calling me niggers, and this is why they're calling me bees, and this is why they're calling me all sorts and manner of madness and stuff. But I will not be deterred, peoples. I will stand up. I will continue to keep fighting for kENNEka. I will continue to keep getting this narrative out there. I will continue to keep exposing these hilarious and nefarious people for the madness that they've been doing. I will continue to do that, peoples. I will not stop. I will stay in this race, and I will continue. I will continue, peoples, to let my voice and your voice be heard. I will continue, peoples. And I must continue to keep doing that because, again, like I say, when you are giving wholesome and good, juicy information, they don't like that, and it's making them itch, and they will come in every manner possible to try to bring you down, and they can't bring me down. So that's why I'm not so much worried about what all of these other YouTubers and Facebookers saying and things and stuff. That doesn't bother me one bit, peoples. Because at the end of the day, what I am saying, what I am putting out there, what I am showing is breaking down those barriers, is breaking down the walls. And you can clearly see it for yourself. You can. That's all you need to do, people. You can. You can see it for yourself. And so people's I have learned a new safe way of doing things now. So when the people want to come to the platform and they want to come speak, I got a new way of doing that right now. So then this will never happen again. Because see, I can always filter out the people. Now, you want me to show you how I'm gonna do it? This is how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it just like this. They come up to the screen, they come and they can come live, but see, ain't nothing showing on my screen. Ain't nothing showing on my screen, but I can see them. And I can have a conversation with them before I ever bring them to the public and things. And if it doesn't check out, well, then I check them out of here and I block them. And then I'll come back and I will share my screen, share my live with people who are legit. And then I'll show you who they are. Bingo to the bingo. That's how you do it, peoples. That's how you do it. And that's how you protect your channel. That's how you protect your channel. So you can be able to weed these suckers out of here and block every last one of them. Because see, when they're blocked, they have to come with a new channel, and you only can make so many new channels, peoples, before you can't make no more. And so they'll be blocked for all eternity. So the people may troll, and they may be happy to lose one channel, but they're not going to keep making other channels and keep coming on, trying to get onto your live. Because when you make a new channel, new screen name, YouTube takes notice of that. And so YouTube only allows you to create so many different channels before that's it. So I think you only can do at least three, I believe. I think that's the maximum. But who wants to get blocked on every channel that they have? That's crazy. So they'll be nefarious once, but they won't be nefarious over and over and over again. They don't want every channel to be blocked because at some point in time, they do want to come and talk on your channel. So I've learned that. So people, again, like I say, they can't stop me from talking. They tried everything under the book and then some, but I'm too smart for that. I'm too smart, and so I just thank God that He gives me insight. And so don't worry, people. So I'm gonna add that last part of the live to this and things, and we're gonna go from there. And I'm gonna play that back so you guys can hear and see what Hot Chocolate had to say. And as you can see, peoples, we are literally hitting it hard on the nail, and we are making these people uncomfortable. We're making these people itch because the only reason why they continue to do that is to try to shut you down, and they can't. They try to, but they can't. And so let's go back to that, people. So let's go back and let's explore that topic. And let me go back to the 911 call, and let's break down Teresa Martin's 911 call, peoples. So let me go and let me share my screen, and let's go back to that 911 call. Let me see. Hold on for a moment. Let me see. I gotta find that first. And there it is right there. So what is this called right here? 911 call of Teresa Martin. Okay, there it is. Now, let me rewind this back, peoples, and I'm going to narrate as I play it. Let's go.
911, where's the address of your emergency?
Yes, I'm at the Crown Plaza at O'Hare Airport, and I was calling because my daughter came to a party here last night, a gathering with her friends, and now her friends, they said that they left her on the front of the hotel, and she's not able to be found now. She's 19 years old.
And you said that and you said the Crown Plaza at O'Hare Airport?
Yes, and they said that when her friends was asking earlier today, like about 4 o'clock in the morning, because they run the video cameras, they said that they didn't have no camera. But now I came and it was a lady. She said that she heard music, and she asked me that I want to go upstairs, and we went upstairs on the 11th floor, and it was someone came to the room, and she said that she did see my daughter there with a group of girls and a couple of guys, but that's all she just saw because she was busy trying to get reception on her phone.
People, she comes to the Crown Plaza Hotel. She meets up. She says that the friends had called her in the morning and said that they couldn't find KENNEka. They don't want me to talk because my mic keep going out and I ain't even touching it. So they go to, so she comes to the Crown Plaza, and she said that her daughter is missing based upon what the friend said. And the friend said that they left her in front of the hotel and she's not able to be found now. But she comes and she comes in and she transitioned in and said that there is a lady, and this lady heard music, and she said, do you want to go up to the 11th floor? Well, she never mentioned to the 911 caller that kENNEka was never on the 11th floor. She was on the 9th floor. She never did make mention to the 911 caller that the kids never mentioned the 11th floor. But a lady heard music, brought her to the 11th floor. Well, first and foremost, how did the lady know that her daughter is missing? That's first and foremost. Two, how did the lady know even who kENNEka Jenkins was or is? Did Teresa Martin show the lady a picture of kENNEka? And out of all of the people who happened to be at the Crown Plaza, a lady just conveniently be at the front desk, and she knows she saw kENNEka, and she said, well, let me take you to the 11th floor because I heard music. And just because I heard music, I'm going to take you up there and let's see if your daughter is up there. Like this lady had some type of power that she can go to people's rooms, knock on people's rooms, and ask if a young lady has been in that room. That is the whole purpose of having security, or having a manager at the hotel go ahead and check the rooms of the patrons and to serve the patrons, not just individual citizens, peoples. So this is where I have a major problem, because she just totally flipped the script, did a 360-degree turn and changed the narrative. But what she did was she indicated that she was at the Crown Plaza and she had waited until the people who was working changed shifts. So that's knowing that she was there for quite some time, for her to know that the people change shifts. So that right there was a dead giveaway that she's been there for quite some time, to know that the people change shifts. And then to go up to the 11th floor just because a lady that just happens to be in the area takes her up there to the 11th floor, because she said that she's seen her daughter with two guys and a girl. Okay, so let's think about that for one moment, peoples. Two guys and a girl. So what's the girl, Shamaya? And what's the guy, Carl Nesbitt? And another person? The lady didn't explain that what was happening when she saw her with two guys and a girl. She just said that she saw kENNEka with two guys and a girl. So what was happening with kENNEka at the time to when this lady supposed to had seen her with two guys and a girl? What did she just happen to be outside the room where the supposed party was, and then she just happened to remember kENNEka Jenkins out of all of the patrons that was patronizing that business, and she just happens to recount kENNEka Jenkins, peoples? Help me to make that make sense. That doesn't make no sense to me, peoples. She just happens to see kENNEka with two guys and a girl. Just happens to be down there with Teresa Martin, and just happens to know that it was on the 11th floor. Peoples, that is more than a coincidence to me. And then they don't go and seek out the help of the establishment, but they go up there together to see what was going on in that room. And it just happens to be a kid's party. So you could not discern or decipher the music, but yet you happen to just go to a kid's party because they were playing music. Did they play Ring Around the Rosie? Pockets Full of Toesies? Ashes, and they all fall down? Or was they playing R. Kelly? What was they playing Luther Vandross? Was they playing Michael Jackson? What was they playing P. Diddy? Who was they playing? For them to go to the room just because he heard music. Just because she heard music, they go to the room. Now let's see what happens after they go to the room, peoples. Let's go.
All right, well then, you know what? Are you sure you don't mean the Crown Plaza in Rosemont?
Yes, the Crown. Yes, it is. I'm sorry. The Crown Plaza in Rosemont. That's exactly where it's at. I'm
okay,
so sorry.
No, it's okay. And have you spoke? And you said you spoke with the
front desk. I'm sitting outside, right in front of the hotel in a parking lot right now.
And they were saying that they haven't seen your daughter since she left, or?
No, this is a different set. This is a different new. I'm sorry, it's a new shift, and they said that they haven't seen it. Well, of course they wouldn't have seen it because this is like 3 or 4 in the morning, and I just seen that she was here because I just found the ticket where they entered this hotel. It was at 1:36 p.m.
Okay, so that was a dead giveaway right there, peoples. She just told you that she was at the Crown Plaza Hotel and she came up missing in the morning. And that is a different set of people. But of course, they wouldn't know that she was here because it's a different group of people who's on shift. So for her to know that it's a different group of people on shift, that is indicative of the fact that she wasn't at home nursing no titties. She wasn't nursing her titty, peoples. But she was at the Crown Plaza with her kitty. But she wasn't nursing no titty because she was at the Crown Plaza. And she had to be at the Crown Plaza for quite some time to know the shift change. And then she goes in, she's looking, and she finds a ticket. And it was at 1:30. But what she wanted to reference was the time to when kENNEka was supposed to had came in at what? 1:15. But she didn't say 1:15, she said 1:30. You see, she messed up because she was isn't supposed to say 1:30 on September the 6th. She was trying to say 1:30 on September the 8th. But she told the truth and said that kENNEka was here at the establishment at 1:30 on September the 6th. But wait a minute, my daughter wasn't here on the 6th. Well, first of all, how would you know that your daughter wasn't there on the 6th? Because you were supposed to be home nursing a titty that you had an operation on. But yet, instead of sitting home and nursing a titty that you're supposed to have had cancer in, you're down there at the Crown Plaza Hotel waiting for the shift to change and making a 911 call. With no urgency, no emergency in your voice, you are there with James Coleman because you came outside and you went live and you told live that your effing daughter is dead. And for the book and for the record, ain't nothing happened to her. Ain't nothing happened to her. She was left at the hotel, but ain't nothing happened to her. She was left at the party. Yeah, she was. Yeah, she was. She was at the hotel at the party. kENNEka jENkINs was at the hotel at the party. So see, Teresa Martin, you gave yourself away, ma'am, when you sat yourself up here and was talking about kENNEka wasn't here. She was left at the party. Let's listen to this 911 call, peoples. Let's go.
So hold on, this is not her 6th because this was on the 6th. My daughter wasn't here on the 6th.
Okay, and well, you know, real quick, I'm just gonna see if maybe I'm gonna see if maybe she was here at all. What's your daughter's name?
Her name is kENNEka jENkINs.
All right, and can you spell her?
Can you spell that? But instead of her spelling her name, she goes on and on and on. So how in the hell could this guy get reference of kENNEka jENkINs, whether she's there or not, and he got cut off? He don't even know how to spell her name. So how could he tell her she's never been there if he doesn't know how to spell her name? Now people see that right there is a major red flag right there. The guy don't even know how to spell her name, but yes, he's giving false information saying that she was never there. But how would you know if she's never there if you don't even know the name spelling of kENNEka? Now, as we've seen, you can spell kENNEka many different ways. KENNEKA, KEN-NEKA. You know, or it can be Ken, KINNEKA. We don't know. But he asked her to spell it, but she just went ranting and raving at the mouth. But he couldn't get a good, complete, wholesome spelling because he don't know how to spell her name. And that right there, peoples, is false identification right there. And he was supposed to clarify that before he gave any information to say that she was never there. So he can be sued, he can be fired for giving false information because he doesn't know whether she was there or not because he did not have the correct name spelling. Now, you wanted me to get technical? I'm getting technical. And so that's how you know there was effery in this stage 911 call, because in the 911 call, it's completely silent. When 911 calls, you will hear this beeping type of sound, beep, beep, to let you know that it's being recorded. A real 911 call, peoples, you would have the beeping sound, and you will have the sounds of a radio or something, or a dispatch. But this is just a conversation between two people staging a 911 call. Call 911 and then let's hear what you hear. Let's listen in on the 911 call, peoples. Let's go.
The room wasn't registering her name. She came with some friends here.
No, and yeah, I just want to verify. I'm Buckley. I actually just came in myself. Probably been on shift for about 45 minutes. So I just want to make sure that, you know, maybe she didn't get arrested and sent on her. You know what I mean? I just want to double check everything. But
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. But it doesn't look like we had any run-ins with her last night at all.
Okay, so it doesn't look like we had any run-ins with her at all. But yet she was missing the previous night. And Teresa Martin wasn't the first one who made the 911 call. So obviously they had run-ins because Shamaya made the first 911 call before Teresa Martin. So the boy is lying again, because the 911 call is already on record that kENNEka is missing, because Shamaya made the 911 call before Teresa Martin did. So the guy is lying double time. First, he said that I was just trying to verify, but instead of verifying her correct name, age, and attire, because Teresa Martin never gave him the description of her. She just said, my daughter, kENNEka jENkINs, was here. And her friend said that she came up missing. What is her name? Her name is kENNEka. And she's 19 years old. Okay, what is her name spelling? But before she can give the name spelling, she's off on something else. And then before you heard him say, well, I just needed to verify. Well, I just came in. Well, why are you sitting here telling her that you just came in? That's not what a 911 caller is supposed to do. Nobody gives two rats asses what you came in. This is a 911 call. This is an emergency. The person is in distress. Hello, 911, how can I help you? You can't, for I am already dead. You can't do anything for me. You telling this woman that you just came in on the shift. You're not supposed to be having pleasantries with the people. Your main goal and focus is to gather as much information and to get the help to the person as quickly as you can. You over here having pleasantries and, oh, I just came in on the shift and I'm just trying to get established and sit down, get myself a cup of coffee and stuff, and then let me take your call. Peoples, that is a red flag right there. That's a major red flag right there. This guy is having pleasantries, and he was supposed to be the 911 caller dispatcher. Let's listen to the 911 call. Peoples.
Do you think it's possible maybe she went to one of her friends' houses, or she's probably
No, actually, because she had my car. She was driving my car. She know I don't like nobody to drive my car because my insurance will not pay for nobody.
Okay. There's the bingo moment right there, peoples. Teresa Martin just told you that she had her car and nobody is able to drive her car. Her insurance won't pay for no one else to drive her car. So that debunks and dispels any myth that anybody else had her car other than kENNEka Jenkins Peoples. Because Teresa Martin was adamant about people driving her car. And she told you herself, only her and kENNEka drives that car. So, which is indicative of the fact, peoples, that kENNEka had that car. And kENNEka was at the establishment, just like the ticket said, at 1:30 on September the 6th, 2017, peoples, because no one else driven Teresa Martin car other than her and kENNEka Jenkins peoples. Now, let's listen to the 911 call, peoples.
One besides her, and her friends kept calling my phone. I told them to stay out here. They stayed out here they called me like about 3 something in the morning.
Her friends kept calling my phone, and I told them to stay out here. They called me about 3 something in the morning. Okay. So she told them to stay out there in Rosemont, and they kept calling her phone. Well, when was the first time that they called her phone? When was the second time that they called her phone? When was the third time that they called her phone? And when they called her phone, what was they telling her when they called her phone? Because clearly she said that they called her at 3 something in the morning. And she told them to stay out there. All right, so let's analyze that for one moment, peoples. So kENNEka comes to the establishment according to the case files, according to the video surveillance. Come on camera at 1:13, walking in the hallway with her friends. At about 1:36, she's texting Lenore, says, I'm ready to go. But she's supposed to be texting Shemaya saying, I'm ready to go. But yet, how could she text Shemaya and say, I'm ready to go when Irene was supposed to have had her phone and playing music on her phone? Okay. She texts Lenora. Lenora says that she never received a phone call from kENNEka. You guys remember at the news, Lenora had stated that she did not have contact with her sister. She didn't know of any phone calls. But yet in the case files, it says that kENNEka had text Lenora at 1:30 in the morning. She did a Snapchat telling Lenora, I'm ready to go. So between 1:15 and 1:30, kENNEka was supposed to still be alive. Now, according to Casey Chloe Overa Sanchez Medina, TY's live was at 2:34. And at 2:35, Shemaya went live on a Snapchat. Y'all heard that from Casey Chloe Overa Sanchez Medina. So between 1:30 and 2:34, where was kENNEka? Where was kENNEka? Where was kENNEka, peoples? From 1:30 to 2:34, where was kENNEka? Because at 3:25, according to the video footage, kENNEka was supposed to be walking off the elevator. One video said at 2:25. Another video says at 3:25. But kENNEka was supposed to be walking off the elevator before TY's live, because TY's live was at 2:34. So if kENNEka came up missing before TY's live, why did they try to make it seem like kENNEka was in TY's live when she was supposed to be getting off an elevator at the time to when TY's live was live? Nobody has ever even thought about that, people. Nobody has even thought about that. And so my question is, peoples, help me to make this make sense. And it ain't nobody chiming out tonight. Why is that? Because it's Edward Joseph on this thing so hard, hot, and heavy that nobody has nothing to say? Peoples, you're killing me. You are killing me, peoples. So if kENNEka was missing people at the time to when TY went live, how in the hell could kENNEka be in TY's live, sitting down in a chair, being sat on by Jazzy, or being at the Marriott Hotel, sitting down on by Jazzy Peoples? Well, whether you put kENNEka Jenkins at the Crown Plaza or at the Marriott, how in the hell could kENNEka be getting off a elevator and you guys put her in TY's live and you guys put her at the Marriott? So how could kENNEka be getting off the elevator if she was deceased before she came to the Crown Plaza Hotel? And how could kENNEka Jenkins be getting off a elevator if she was in the west side of Chicago? And how could kENNEka Jenkins be getting off a elevator if she was in TY's live? So she can't be in TY's live. She can't be in the west side of Chicago. She can't be at the Marriott. And she cannot be deceased before being brought to the Crown Plaza Hotel and get off the elevator and walk the halls of that establishment. God damn it, Edward Joseph, man, you are one smart man. That just totally debunks everybody in what they have said, peoples. kENNEka Jenkins is not omnipresent, peoples. kENNEka Jenkins cannot be more than one place at one time. And so you say kENNEka was assaulted by a pool. So from 2:34 and 2:35 till what time that the live went off, and that they called Teresa Martin reporting kENNEka missing. And how could Teresa Martin go ahead and do a 911 call before Shemaya? Because according to Teresa Martin, they called her at 3-something. But according to the video footage, kENNEka was just getting out the elevator at 3:25 on one video and at 2:25 on another video. I mean, help me to make that make sense. Two different girls getting off at an elevator at two different times. Two different girls. I don't know if you've seen the video. I did. Two different girls at two different times. Two different body styles. Walking off an elevator at 2:25 and 3:25, peoples. It's supposed to be walking the halls of that establishment. So with all of the people saying that kENNEka got killed by a pool and kENNEka was up on the 11th floor and kENNEka was over here and kENNEka was over there and kENNEka got beat down in the basement and kENNEka was dragged over here and kENNEka was deceased before she ever came to the establishment and kENNEka was thrown in the freezer and kENNEka Jenkins was carried and she was walking over here and all like this. Y'all see how the narrative has changed when you throw all of this stuff out there and you still can't even make sense with your own narrative that you're speaking? If kENNEka was here, there, or anywhere, then any of you who give a narrative should be able to express in great detail what you think and how that happened. You should be able to pinpoint and say, okay, well, I think kENNEka was over here, and explain to us how she got there. But you can't do it. You can't do it. You can say she was here. You can say she was there. You can say she was everywhere. I am underdog. I'm here to protect Polly Puff-Puff. There's no need to fear. Underdog is here. And he is there to protect Polly Purebred. Polly Purebred. So peoples. And again, and I ask you, how could kENNEka Jenkins be omnipresent, peoples? How could she be in the freezer? How could she be in the dumpster? How could she be in the pool? How can she be at the Marriott? How can she be on the west side of Chicago? How can she be brought into the establishment deceased? How can she be deceased in the car when I clearly got a picture of kENNEka Jenkins in the room in 926 on the 6th of September 2017 with Monifa and Shemaya? How could kENNEka Jenkins be all of these different places, peoples, and she is at the Crown Plaza Hotel, not at the Marriott, not at the DoubleTree, not in front of her house, not at a pool, not in TY's live, not in Irene's live. She is much alive. She is much alive. She is much alive, peoples. kENNEka Jenkins cannot be omnipresent, peoples. And so where you have big problems with your narrative is because Edward Joseph has produced such wonderful receipts that debunks everything that you YouTubers are saying and every narrative that you're trying to give, because it doesn't hold no weight. Now you're really up in arms because, see, the thing is that if you come on and you try to commit to a certain narrative, I may just come out with something else and make you look so stupid. Because again, I got information that you don't have. I just want you to commit to something. I just want you to tell us that kENNEka Jenkins was at the supposed Marriott so I can debunk you. I want you to say that kENNEka Jenkins was at a pool so I can debunk you. I just want you to say kENNEka Jenkins was in TY's live so I can debunk you. I just want you to say that kENNEka Jenkins was dead in a car so I can debunk you. I just want you to say that kENNEka Jenkins was brought into the establishment deceased so I can debunk you. You don't want to commit to a narrative because you don't want to be debunked. But I've already debunked you by showing you the picture that kENNEka Jenkins was at the establishment on the 6th, the day that Teresa Martin said that she wasn't there, but yet she found a parking ticket in her car, and it was dated the 6th. But yet my daughter wasn't here on the 6th. But yet only 2 people can drive her car, and that's her and kENNEka. But yet she has a black eye and a brace on her hand and thumb, but yet she was supposed to be at home nursing a titty that has cancer. Boy, peoples. Boy. It's amazing how nobody now don't want to talk to Edward Joseph. You guys don't want to talk to me. You don't want to talk to me. Because, see, the thing is, peoples, I've already broke this narrative down based upon what they said. And I already brought out the stupidity and brought out validity to what I was saying. Because, again, it doesn't make no sense. Any reasonable and plausible person who is looking at this case can clearly see, even with their eyes closed, that this madness that they tried to pass doesn't hold the smell test, and that it could not happen in the manner to which they said, because even still, peoples, I was just going to go back to the timeline that they gave based upon the narratives that they gave. Because, see, when they were talking, when Teresa Martin was talking, peoples, she gave you times. When Lenore Harris was talking, peoples, he gave you times. And then the video footage, it gave you times. And so when I go and I compare the narrative of what Teresa Martin says, Lenore Harris has said, Monifa had said, Shamaya had said, Irene had said, because Bree didn't say much, according to what the case file said, according to what the video footage had said, it's all effed up. And then according to what you YouTubers say, you can't even pinpoint nothing with your own narrative. You can't even make your own narrative make sense. Because if you can't even make what they said make sense, and I don't even have to show the video footage, I can develop the timeline just by their own narratives, which I did before, and I walked that timeline. And within that timeline that they gave peoples, there is no way that they could have possibly killed kENNEka, staged her in the freezer, brought her all over the establishment and things, had her in TY's live and in Irene's live, validated that she was dead by a pool or anything and stuff, and try to make it make sense. The narrative don't make no sense, peoples. It absolutely, unequivocally, and undeniably don't make no sense whatsoever. And I don't care what you say, just the narrative alone debunks everything that you say. Because if you're trying to base everything upon this hilarious and nefarious video footage, you've already debunked yourself. I don't have to debunk you. You debunked yourself. Because if you're trying to develop a timeline based upon this madness that they gave, you've already defeated yourself. So I got to make you look stupid. You made yourself look stupid. Based upon what you said. So I debunked Trey Gang, 54 Keys, Zillionaire, Boss Man Hair, Lost Man, John Cord Q, Casey Cloyd, Overa Sanchez Medina, Cuts on the Zions and T Slay, Hell of a Chick, Leave No Witness and Lord Footage, Beast Beauty and Just King's Production, King Rob and Chosen King, Mike Larry, Humongous D, and all of the other people who ever talked about this case, because all of you people went by this fictitious, hilarious, and nefarious timeline. Say that you didn't. Let me go back and play back your lives, and then I'm going to talk about you like a dog. I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to wring you out and set you out to dry with your own narrative. Because you had that bullshit out there from the very beginning. Say that you didn't, and I'm going to call you a liar 10 times over. And I'm going to play back your live. And I'm going to showcase and tell the people this is the madness of what you guys have been stating from the beginning. And whenever Joseph came onto YouTube and told you that kENNEka jENkINs never walked the halls of that establishment, and you guys thought that I was crazy. Well, let's just say I can seek my revenge and call you a nutcase. Let's say I can seek my revenge and call you out to the carpet for the nefarious bullshit and madness and the narrative that you put out there trying to excite the people into believing your bullshit. And I stand 10 toes down with what I say. And that's why many of you can't even come in onto my live and debunk me, because you don't know what I have. You absolutely don't. So you can play it safe. You can mumble under your breath. You can call me whatever under the sun and stuff. Just don't call me a child of, not a child of God. But see, I have already debunked and dispelled your myth just by this 911 call by itself. People, I did that. And so there it is. What can you say? You don't have no rebuttal. You can't debate. You can't debunk. You can't say anything. The only thing that you can take, the only thing that you can do is take your lickings and keep on ticking. But what you ticking for? Because you ain't saying much of nothing. I mean, kENNEka Jenkins Sector, where are you, peoples? You guys have been watching me forever and a day. You guys thought that you were going to tell me something about the kENNEka Jenkins case that I didn't already figure out or know. I already was shown and told. I told you, peoples, I'm just a person that God has gifted to talk about this case, and I was going to expose all of you rats, roaches, and and spiders and ants and every creepy crawly thing that ever walked the face of this earth. I was going to expose you for the madness that you've been doing, because you talk about me bringing this girls down and talking about her in such an egregious manner. No, you did way more than what I can ever do. You made money off her death. All of you suckers, all of you YouTubers. And you thought that I forgot about it? You thought that I forgot about it? You ain't seen nothing yet. You guys sat your tail up here, made all of this money, make mockery of this girl's death. And you thought that I wasn't going to say nothing about it? You got me twisted. And Trade Gang over there continue to keep revamping this narrative over and over again. And you foolish people sit your tails over there and watch that madness. And then you guys have the audacity to go talk about other content creators, when you are the foolish one to sit up there and praise that madness. I'm not mad at Trey Gang for what he does, because he speaks to stupid people. Yes, and I'm calling you stupid. Every last one of you that sat your tails over there and watched them. You stupid. Because if you had any common sense, you would do your own research and come to figure out and find out that that madness that he's speaking is bullshit and nonsense. And every time you look around, he is bringing all of these people in that ain't got nothing to do with this case. Absolutely nothing. And I sit back and I said, these foolish, stupid, just absolute insane people. And I said, these are the people that I do not want to follow my channel. I don't need no Trey Gangs. I don't need no Casey Chloe Overa Sanchez Mendinas. And I don't need no custom design or T Slay people to come follow me, because you guys are stupid. Downright stupid. And sit there and praise this guy for this madness that he is stating. What validity has Trey Gang had brought in this case? Other than, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? No, I don't know what you're saying, because what you're saying is full of packed lies, innuendos, and it ain't got shit to do with this case. Now, that's what Edward Joseph is saying. And I'm not mad that he has a big following. I'm glad that he has a big following. Because let him take the bulk of the stupid. Just give me a little of the real. I don't need a bunch of groupies of subscribers that follow me that is just plain stupid. I need me some real good hardcore people who will follow me that is meticulous, that is very thoughtful, that can think, that can analyze things and not sit here and be foolish with all of this foolish nonsense. People's, I'm not here to waste your time. I'm not here going live every single day with a new a new twist upon the kENNEka jENkINs case. I would be remiss, peoples, if I sat up here and gave you guys a bunch of bullshit and nonsense every single day. It ain't one YouTuber that can ever come onto my channel to say that my narrative has greatly changed every single day. You got people who watch him that says they are confused. They don't know which way is up. They don't know who stole the chicken. Peoples, I'm not here for sensitization. I'm not here to fantasize. I'm here to give you my perspective based upon what they gave. And if you don't even have a brain to even follow me and think about what I'm saying, well, then that's on you. That is not my problem. I told you what the Bible says. He that lacks wisdom asks the Lord that it gives, and abradeth not. If you don't have a mental capacity, ask God for a good mental capacity, peoples. You got to ask God for what you want. And you got to trust and believe for what you need. Peoples, if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, then it wouldn't be no reason for you to sit here and watch me. But I'm doing what I'm doing for a reason. And I told you, I'm only going to go by what they said. And that's all I can do from what they said. I built a timeline for what they said. I walked this thing down for what they said. And if that ain't good enough for you, peoples, I don't know what the hell is wrong with you. Because if you can't comprehend the simplest little things I'm saying, then you got a mental block. Peoples, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure some things out. The case file said that she was walking, staggering drunk near the front desk. Let me go back to that, peoples. Let me go back to the case file. I'm gonna switch up off this 911 call for a moment. Let's go back to the case files, peoples. Let's go back to see what they said and not what Edward Joseph say. This is your problem, because you guys all the time trying to reference what I say, but I said I'm only going to go by what they said, peoples. And that's what they said, peoples. Let's go back. Let's go back, peoples. Is that all right, peoples? Let's go back to what the Crown Plaza Hotel said, peoples. That's why I love post, because see, when the people post, you know, you said it, so you can't take it back because you said it. All right, this is a snip of the case file. Okay. the snip of the case file. That's what they said. All right, so let's look at this, and I put all of this stuff together. I cut it up and all together, but we can reference the complete full 8.5 by 11 sheet. But this is my cheat sheet, my cheat sheet. Okay, and what did it say, peoples? Let's start from right here. The ninth floor where the party is being held. Okay, it says the ninth floor where the party is being held. It didn't say nothing about the 11th floor. It says the ninth floor where the party is being held. The video, which have gotten more than 4 million views, features a woman in mirrored sunglasses talking to the camera. Reflected in her glasses is the other side of the hotel room where Jenkins appeared to be sitting. Now, you tell me in any sunglasses that the supposed Irene Roberts was wearing, did you ever see kENNEka Jenkins sitting in a room? You tell me anywhere in those glasses that Jenkins appears to be sitting in Irene's glasses, peoples, or the supposed Irene. See, people, that's why I say it is best to read, it is the best to listen, and it's best to learn. You guys, hold on. All right, people. So you see what the case file said, right? 4 million people watched that. And then the glasses of the supposed Irene Roberts is where you see kENNEka Jenkins sitting in the room with them. Now, it doesn't give no more information from that time to when they made that assertion to 3:20 a.m. Saturday. Jenkins is seen on surveillance video staggering drunk near the front desk. According to authorities, the family says they aren't told about this until 10 p.m. that night. Okay, so peoples, that's the case file. The case files said that kENNEka was staggering drunk near the front desk. But in the beginning, what the attorney had told you from the Mud Rock paperwork, the attorney for the village of Rosemont, clearly stated that kENNEka Jenkins was never on any of that 36 hours of video footage. So then my question is, how could kENNEka Jenkins be staggering drunk near the front desk when the attorney for the city of Rosemont stated that we have 36 hours of video footage and kENNEka Jenkins is not depicted in any of that video footage? 36 hours, people. 36 hours is just only a day and a half. That's it. 36 hours is not much. It's only a day and a half. 1 day and a half. It's not like 48 hours when that is 2 days. 36 hours is 3 days. I mean, not 36 hours. I take that back. 24 hours is 1 day. 36 hours is a day and a half. 48 hours is 2 days. 48 hours. You guys remember, 48 hours, they solved the mystery. You know, so peoples, 36 hours is a day and a half. Peoples, 36 hours. And 72 hours is 3 days. So we got 36 hours, which is a day and a half, which is not 48 hours, which would be 2 days, and 3 days will be 72 hours. So only a day and a half worth of video footage, and this whole community goes crazy because there's every narrative under the sun that is trying to put kENNEka Jenkins in where she's never been. You guys are trying to put kENNEka Jenkins in where she's never been. And at 3:20, the case file says Saturday, Jenkins is seen on the surveillance video staggering drunk near the front desk. So who's right? Because the case file says she's staggering drunk near the front desk. But the case files doesn't coincide with the video footage of the 36 hours, which clearly says that kENNEka Jenkins was not depicted in any of that video footage. So how could she be staggering drunk near the front desk in the case files when the video footage says that she's not there? And the attorney for the Rosemont Village of Rosemont said that she wasn't even in any of that 36 hours. So that's the question, peoples. How do you put kENNEka Jenkins in where she's never been? That's the question. And if kENNEka was staggering drunk near the front desk, well then where is the video footage of kENNEka Jenkins staggering drunk near the front desk? It's in the case files, but it's not on video. But you stupid people reference that as if it's law. And they told you from the very beginning she was never depicted or shown in any of that 36 hours of video madness. All right, peoples. So I'll wait. I said I will wait. How could kENNEka be in the video footage when the attorney for the Village of Rosemont told you this is a depiction of kENNEka? It was a perceived path. And they clearly, unequivocally, and undeniably told you she was never seen in any of that 36 hours worth of madness that all of you stupid people have been referencing for all of this time, trying to put kENNEka Jenkins in where she's never been. 36 hours. 36 hours is a day and a half. It ain't even 48 hours, which is 2 days. 36 hours worth of madness. And you stupid people sit here and listen to Trey Gang all day long, thinking that he's got law, he's got proof, and he's got the truth. And he ain't got shit. And I'll be the first to call all of you stupid who sit and listen to him. Because you are. You're stupid. Because what is it that you can tell Edward Joseph? I'm showing you what the case file says. I go back and get the paperwork from the Mutton Rock when the attorney from the village of Rosemont clearly states to you that she was never in that video footage. So by them telling you that, how could you put kENNEka jENkINs in where she's never been? I said, I will wait. I'll wait. See, people, so one thing you cannot do, you cannot challenge me up on the merits of this case, because I will tear you limb by limb, mincemeat by mincemeat. This whole freaking case file is nuts. It's hilarious and it's nefarious because it contradicts itself. Either she was there or she wasn't. That's the only thing that you have. Either she was there or she wasn't. That's all that you have, peoples. You can't you can't say nothing else other than she was there or she wasn't. And if she wasn't there, then why in the hell are you sitting here trying to argue with me? Why? You have no basis to argue with me because you can't even prove your stance. What the hell are you going to prove? What? This fictitious, hilarious, and nefarious case files? That's why I never referenced the case files, peoples, because it was already bullshit and nonsense. I recognized that from the very beginning. And when I first came to YouTube, I've already recognized that, and I've told you kENNEka jENkINs never walked the halls of that establishment. You guys got upset because you guys listened to bullshit for all of these many years. Now you got a person over here who's telling you contradictory to what you have learned. You can't get that out your mind. Oh, he's got to be crazy. He's stupid. Oh, he's this, he's that. Well, let me be whatever goddamn thing you want me to be. You want me to be, but for the book and for the record, you are stupid. You are stupid. Because again, you can give your stance, but you can't even stand 10 toes down on what you say. Because the one thing that you're going to do, all you're going to do is regurgitate that madness of what Mr. Trey Gang had said. And if Mr. Trey Gang ever wants to sit here and politic with Edward and go down this hilarious and nefarious bullshit and nonsense of a video, case files, and posts, I will literally tear his little black ass to mincemeat and embarrass him on his own live. And that's one of the reasons why he did not want me to come back on his live when I came on his live that day. That was the first and only time I ever been on his live. And he talked about me till I was blue in the face when I had to get off the live because I didn't have good reception at that time because I was driving home. And I said, wait until I get home. I'm going to come back on your live and I'm going to show you up. He never allowed me to come back on the live because he knew that Custom Design, T-Slay couldn't debunk him. He knew that Casey Cloyo, Vera Sanchez, Medina, 54 Keys, and all of them couldn't debunk him. But he knew that Edward Joseph was going to tear him to mincemeat. And everything that he said on his live, I could have debunked verbatim and made him look stupid in front of his own people. The stupid people. The crowd that runs wild and listens to all of this hilarious and nefarious bullshit and nonsense. Now, you guys say that Trey Gang is actual, factual, and true. Bring me anything that brother have over there and show me that he had told the truth from anything that he said. And then let's debate. Let's debate, peoples. Oh, I'm ready for you Trey Gangers and you Custom Designs and you T-Slays, you Casey Cloyo, Vera Sanchez Mendinas, and all of these other YouTubers. I'm ready for a good, wholesome debate because I will debunk your ass big time and send your ass home crying to your mama. You don't want to mess with me, peoples. I'm just that good. What you going to debate me on? What you going to show me? When the attorney for the Rosemont village of Rosemont stated that kENNEka JENKINs was never in that 36 hours of video footage, what do you think that he's saying? That's what he's telling you. She was never in the 36 hours of video footage. So you can cry over cameras being over a so-called freezer. You can cry at all of the surveillance cameras in the establishment. You can cry about all of the so-called freezers and kitchens and all of this stuff. That shit doesn't make no sense. That's why I never covered it. That's why I never talked about it. That's why I never referenced the case files, because stupid people never learn. They told you she wasn't in the video footage. So why would I spend all of my time and effort over some foolish nonsense that ain't got shit to do with kENNEka JENKINs? Why? Why would I spend all of this time for all of these many years going over a pool, going over all the surveillance video footage all over the establishment, trying to pinpoint and figure out who was there and who was here and anything like that? Now, if I was fighting for the other girls, I would do that. And I wouldn't keep referencing kENNEka. I would reference the other girls. But I'm not here to talk about the other girls. I'm here to talk about kENNEka JENKINs. And that's what my lines was formulated around kENNEka JENKINs. It wasn't formulated around everybody else and under the sun and then some. And that's why I call it the people stupid. And that's why I dare anybody to challenge me upon the merits of this case, because again, I will make mincemeat out of you because you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Because one or two things has to happen, peoples. Either she did walk the halls or she didn't. And if she didn't walk the halls, what is it that you are getting up in arms about? It wasn't kENNEka. And if the narrow window is, and I've just shown you, peoples, between 113 and 320, as it's stated right here, that she was staggering drunk near the front desk, well then help me to make that happen. How from 113 she was supposed to be walking into the establishment And then at 3:20, she's staggering drunk near the front desk. Where and when in the hell did kENNEka Jenkins get out the grasp of the people and start walking halls? I'll wait. I said, I will wait. "36 hours of bullshit and nonsense all comes down to damn near almost an hour or something worth of nonsense." And that's your timeline right there. 113 to 320. And that encompasses everything that you need to know about the so-called disappearance of kENNEka Jenkins, because it was within that time frame that they gave you. It's when she was supposed to came up missing, got raped, brought all over the establishment, sodomized, and then ultimately murdered, and then placed in the freezer. That timeline right there. That is it right there. Nothing else. That's what they gave you. It's nothing else in this case files, in this video footage, in any narrative whatsoever that can you or anybody else pinpoint kENNEka Jenkins being anywhere in that establishment. Nowhere. That's the timeline right there, peoples. It's in your face. In your face. Right there. 113. Miss Jenkins arrived at the Crown Plaza O'Hare 5440 North River Road, Rosemont, Illinois, to attend a private party in a hotel room. 325. Miss Jenkins is seen exiting a lower level elevator. 325. Miss Jenkins is exiting a lower level elevator, but at 320, Miss Jenkins is staggering drunk near the front desk, according to authorities. According to authorities, 325, she is exiting a lower level, but at 320, she is staggering drunk near the front desk. Peoples, help me to make that make sense. There's your case files right there. See, if you ever read people, you can be able to put some shit together. But your whole stance is accumulated right there in those two separate pages, peoples. And I took that from the case file that they had for this case. So how could she be exiting a lower level elevator at 325, and at 320 she's staggering drunk near the front desk? And then at 332, Jenkins is last seen on closed circuit TV as she moves through a first level kitchen. But between 332 and 714, there is no more account of kENNEka Jenkins. Peoples. There's your narrative right there. There's your narrative right there. From 113 to 332. So just over 2 hours and some minutes. 113 to 213 to 313, that's 2 hours. And from 13 to 332. That's the whole case of kENNEka Jenkins right there, peoples. That sums up this whole case right there, peoples. And all of you are making big, huge fuckery in this case and talking all of this madness and trying to step bold to people and, you know, all of this stuff, you can't stand 10 toes down with me. You suckers. You are suckers. I will make mincemeat out of you. You are suckers. That's why the YouTubers never come to challenge Edward Joseph. Because, see, the one thing about me, people, is you can talk about me, but you can't debunk me. You can't stand 10 toes down with me. You can't challenge me. Because soon as you open up your big fat mouth to try to say something, I'm going to stuff this 11-inch foot in your mouth. That's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to make you choke on that shit because you stupid. That's your narrative right there. Everything that you need to know about the kENNEka Jenkins case is right there as it pertains to kENNEka Jenkins. So how in the hell could she be all over the establishment, killed in a pool, but yet she's deceased before she even brought to the Crown Plaza Hotel? I have heard it all, peoples. All of these stupid, hilarious, and nefarious narratives, and you people still can't get that shit right when they clearly told you that she was never depicted in any of that 36 hours of video madness. Randall Robinson said it's not that many hours. They loop some of the footage and use different days. They download it and edit the videos. Exactly, Randall. Exactly. That's exactly what they did. And to an untrained eye, Randall, the people believe that bullshit and madness. That's why Trey Gang has been getting away with his bullshit forever and a day. Because, see, I am a professional videographer, photographer. I can read videos. I can read pictures. I've been doing this shit for over 20 years. That's why I focus upon the pictures and videos. That's why I focus upon the inconsistencies when it comes down to her attire, to her look. That's why when you see all of my videos, Randall, that's why I only focus upon kENNEka and the fuckery of what they tried to do and tried to make her blend in to be somebody else who she's not. I did that. And I got all of those thousands of videos to prove that I did that. And that's all I stayed on was kENNEka. You didn't see me all over in Schiller's Park in the west side of Chicago, in the Marriott, in the Doubletree, and all of this and all of that, and so on and so forth. No, I stayed focused upon kENNEka because kENNEka is who I was concerned about. That's all I did, Randall. That's all Edward Joseph ever did. I didn't give you a narrative on the beverage manager and France Cave, and France Cave is supposed to be writing Trey Gang a letter and all of this bullshit and stuff. That's why these suckers never challenged me, Randall. That's why they never challenged me, my friend. And that's why the people are here, and that's why the people listen. Watch my live from last night. I went in. I don't know how many times Edward Joseph has to keep saying this over and over again, Randall, for the people to understand. The hours is channeled within that 2.5 window right there when it comes down to kENNEka. But what the people can understand is kENNEka has already been assaulted, raped, sodomized, and then ultimately murdered before this so-called reenactment has occurred. She was already dead. And Randall, remember when James Cole, I mean, when Joel Comm had said she had a rough weekend. kENNEka wasn't alive on the weekend. kENNEka Martin was, but kENNEka Jenkins was already deceased before the weekend even came in. So kENNEka couldn't have a rough weekend. kENNEka Martin did. Let me show you. So Joel Comm said, and this is what the lady who had admonished and talked to Zach TV and warned him about talking about the case. She mentioned Joel Comm's name. She told you what he was doing. You guys didn't want to listen. Zach didn't want to listen. And so that's why Zach got taken out of here. That lady told you about Joel Comm. She told you they were talking. They were making fun parodies of the deceased girl and things. Again, nobody wanted to listen. But it comes to ring true for what she was saying and for what happened to Zach. Zach didn't want to leave it alone. Zach got taken out of here. Just like the lady said, Joel Comm and all of his goonies was sitting over here talking about this girl. And Joel Comm had clearly stated peoples. Nobody wanted to listen to Edward Joseph, but I was the one who pointed that out. Now, did you ever see anybody else talk about Joel Comm on their channel? Nope, I don't think so. Did you ever see, well, they talked about the Mona Lisa, but they didn't talk about Joel Comm. And people's, here it is, Joel Comm. What did Joel Comm say? On September the 11th, September the 11th is 9/11, the day that the Twin Towers had got assaulted peoples. And Joel Comm had said, and go to at Joel Comm, and I don't know if he still got any of this stuff up on his channel, peoples, but he sure did at that time. And what did he say? He said she had a rough weekend. And then he had the Mona Lisa with the eyes X'd out in googly eyes. It was a video, peoples. And then he put the eyes with question marks. Joel Comm, peoples. The president of IBM, the internet. So that lady gave you good, juicy information. Many of you didn't follow up with it. kENNEka Jenkins was never alive on the weekend. That's the key. He had a rough weekend. And that lady in that was warning Zach had told you about Joel Comm. She told you if you ever listen, but many of you don't listen. Many of you don't do your own research. She told you. She mentioned his name amongst other names and stuff. kENNEka Jenkins was never alive on the weekend. So who was he talking about? She had a rough weekend. Well, he was talking about kENNEka Martin. Because kENNEka Martin was still alive on the weekend and had the roughest weekend of her life. Because kENNEka Jenkins was already deceased. Peoples, I'm tired. I had enough. I'm going to cut off here. I'm going to add the other part of the live, or part 3, to this, so it'd be a continuation. And so you guys get all of that good, juicy information that Hot Chocolate had stated in that live. But because that guy ended up showing his anal, I had to delete every video. But I still got a copy, but I just have to edit that out and post it back up with this video and re-upload it. But we got tomorrow, people. So I'm gonna let my son have the computer. I'm gonna go and lay myself down. I've been on here quite some time now, people. So that was 8 hours on the last live, and this is almost 2 hours on this one. So been on this computer 10 hours. 10 hours straight, giving you some good juicy juicies. So don't fret because the live is going back up. I'm gonna add it to this. I'm gonna leave this up for right now for tonight so you guys can see it. But don't fret about the other live because I'm going to edit that little part out so my channel don't get stricken. And then I'm gonna re-upload it with all of this good juicy juicies. But you guys got 2 other lives that you guys can watch that gave you good juicy information. So I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow if the Lord says the same. And if any of you are ready to debunk our challenge, Edward Joseph, bring it on because I'm ready, peoples. I am so ready. I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting for this moment because I'm going to pull out all stops now. It's time to start holding people account for the madness that they say. It's time now, peoples. If ever this girl ever going to get any justice, you guys got to stop spreading around the fuckery and the confusion and the illusion. And be honest and be real with this shit and call these people to the carpet for the nefarious madness that they've been doing and start giving credence to these clout chasers, these people who supposedly had killed kENNEka. We're going to start addressing some uppers, peoples. We're going to start homing in on these people. So it's going to get a little dangerous. So if you are not ready to get smacked down or whatever, well, then don't comment. Because this time around, I got zero tolerance for anybody who comes in negative. You come in negative with anything, you're exit out of here. You're getting blocked immediately with no questions asked. So it's best that you come on with your ace game. Come, if you're going to comment. Keep it about the case and not about Edward Joseph. And let's do this thing. If not, then you're going to be next on the chopping block. Is that all right, peoples? I have zero tolerance now for what we're going to be engaging in from here on out. So, peoples, I hope I had said something to encourage your hearts upon tonight. Tune in again next time to an Edward Joseph Let's Talk Live, Edward Joseph Kitchen, Edward Joseph Gospel Hour, Edward Joseph's Blessings Giveaway 2023 will come to you with something wonderful. I love you with the love of Christ, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Peoples, mask up and be safe. And again, peoples, if the Lord says the same, I will be back on tomorrow. And we will have another conversation about the kENNEka Jenkins case, peoples. Be there or be square. Come with your ace game and leave all of that madness behind, because I'm going to have a zero tolerance for negativity. Is that all right, peoples? God bless you all. Thank you for watching.